Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn Gaming. Paul speaking, and welcome to a look at a new game on the Nintendo Switch. This is Foreclosed, and it comes from Merge Games. This is a really cool game. I was going to call it a graphic novel, but it's not. But it's kind of half graphic novel, half action RPG set in this cyberpunk world. You play as Evan Kapnos, who recently discovered his identity has been foreclosed.
In there was no help Dahlia could give. But at that point, I was wondering if our controversial collaboration would take me anywhere.
And you get these voiceovers. As you can tell probably straight away, the look of the game is brilliant. The graphic novel look, really nicely done. Reminds me a little bit of the Telltale games. But yeah, it's got this like comic book feel. And you'll see as we play it, it's like... It's very unique. I've never seen a game like this. It just sort of transitions between graphic novel panels, like comic panels, and it's presented in that style, but still playable as an action RPG. Very, very cool. As I say, you play as Evan Kapnos. His identity has been foreclosed, so he's up for being sort of terminated. His brain implants. His job has been revoked, and he's been blocked off from areas of the city. And then you've got to find out what the heck is going on before your identity is auctioned off. So it leads to this kind of big murder mystery. You get these implants as you work through the game. So you get this sort of upgrade system to upgrade your sort of mind hacks and things like that. New augmentations. And you eventually get a weapon here that you can also upgrade with skill points to add extra abilities to it. I really like the way this works. You'll see again as we play a little bit of this, but your upgrades take more heat on your sort of main chip that sort of powers all your implants. So the more upgrades you've got, the faster your gun will overheat. So it's kind of a balancing act of either, you know, you don't shoot as much and wait for it to cool down, or you don't put so many implants on your weapon. Similarly here with the implants that you can use, you've got telekinesis, you can overheat enemies as well, and all of that takes heat as well. So again, very, very cool stuff, and it plays really nicely. So here I've got the ability to do telekinesis. I hold down the R button and can lift stuff, and then if I point at an enemy and let go of R, it will fling the barrel at them. As you can see, my chip is overheating there just above my head. Wait for it to cool down. So we are trying to unravel this mystery. I'll be honest with you, the story does seem interesting, but I have no clue what's going on. It's really hard to follow. So I'm about 5 hours in, I think. But yeah, it's absolutely lost on me. You get these little hack panels which are quite cool. You just follow the prompts with your D-pad, so up, up, left, right. You have to do it within a certain time, and it will unlock different things. That one didn't work, so we need to find another panel, I'd imagine. You've also got this ability to locate hidden circuits and stuff and then hack them, which is really cool. You'll see sort of a sensor pop up when there's a hidden circuit nearby, and you've just got to actually locate where it is and then hack it. So you see this little bit here, there's like a vent behind these barrels. So I'm just going to pick these barrels up, get them out of the way, and you can crouch down and get through these barrels. You see I've got an upgrade there. When you sort of uncover little puzzles
Crossing
and stuff.
the threshold of Keyclose's office, I thought I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But that light turned out to be a speeding train, ready to bulldoze what was left of my hopes.
Alright,
All
Evan.
my efforts went into fighting to get rid of who was hindering me from reaching the court, only to find that the law itself was enemy number one.
Very dramatic. But yeah, as you can tell, they're fully voice acted as well. Cutscenes and everything, really, really good production qualities. Don't think I said it's from Merge Games, and it's going to cost £14.99, $15.99, but there is a 20% discount at launch at the moment, so check that out. Pick it up on launch day, which is the 12th of August, so this Thursday. I think the embargo is actually Thursday, so this video is probably out on launch day. But yeah, I really recommend it. You've obviously got these graphic novel bits, these puzzly bits. the narrative bits, and then also you can just pull out your gun. And you see there the comic styling. But the action bits are really good and very difficult as well. The action parts are really good. Keep you on your toes. Thankfully, there's a lot of restart points. So found another panel that unlocks something somewhere. Got a little puzzle here. Move it over to that hole, and then we can get around that side. I think it's here. Where is it? There's a hole in the wall where you can use that container to get round. Let me know below what you think of this one. It reminds me of a lot of different things, actually. It reminds me, there's some elements of Cyberpunk 2077, definitely. Obviously Deus Ex. It's got quite a lot of influences from different games. Music also is really good as well, very atmospheric. There's a little control panel in there. How do we get in there? We can shoot through the window. There we go. Down, left, up, right. There's a really cool scene in the nightclub as well. It's really well done. Sort of the music and the atmosphere of the nightclub is brilliant. Sort of really thumping soundtrack. It feels really good. So, in terms of styling out sort of the Cyberpunk universe, I think they've done a great job of that. And the performance is okay. Generally, it's really good, and there's no problems. But there are occasions where, if there's a lot of enemies on the screen, the game will chug a bit, which is a little bit of a shame, but it doesn't spoil things too much. It's very rare, I must say. I'm about 5 to 6 hours in, and it's only happened a couple of times, so don't let that concern you. So we'll try and get into some combat if we can. So there you go, there's the signal. You see the little radar on the left hand side. That means that there's a hack point nearby. And then you have to get in the location of it here, and then when it's flashing you need to look around to find where it is. There we are, and hold down A, and there you go, you've hacked the access point. Again, we'll do a variety of things from opening doors to unlocking cupboards, that kind of thing. Now, one thing I would say, the only, well, one of the negatives I've got of this, there isn't many. One of the negatives is I wish it had a little bit more exploration and secrets, you know what I mean? So a reason to go exploring and to collect things. There's very few, if any. I can't think of any collectibles, actually, really. So if there was a reason, you know, chests or little terminals that you could hack into to give you loot or something, would be more beneficial, for definite. There's also no map in the game, excuse me, which could be perceived as a bit of a negative. And I wonder if we need to go back to that locked door. Let's go back through here. Moved a bit further on now, trying to locate 3 switches in the wall to power a door. Found 2 of them. The third one is here. Again, using that radar system. So I need to find 1 more. You get a very subtle vibration through the controller as well. So when it disappears like that, you've gone out of its area. So it's in this area somewhere. I wonder if it's over there. against that wall. We've got a platform that we can slide in here. Like that. So I wonder if it's over on that wall, because that seems to be where the vibration was coming from. You see the radar's getting stronger. There it is. There we go. So just open that door, which is on the upper level. So these are the sort of puzzles you're going to get, sort of environmental puzzles, switch puzzles, that kind of stuff. Can be a little bit frustrating, I will say. Some of the parts of the game, it can be hard to work out what you've got to do. There isn't a lot in the way of tutorials or hand holding, so some of it is trial and error, and you will die quite a lot, like I did, but the restarts are pretty plentiful. You see an example of like the comic book cutscenes. Some of the comic scenes, it will like break into multiple panels, sort of an above view, a side on view, top down view, and everything's still totally playable from this view. It's just really cool the way the sort of perspective shifts as you play. I just want to see if we can round out here, if we can find some combat.
Finally, what the hell happened? I've been trying to contact you for hours. Was the implant damaged?
This is my mysterious contact. You get dialogue choices. Don't seem to have too much of an effect on the game.
Okay. Well, I'll need a few minutes to locate you anyway. Here's a cryptic contact link. Call me back as soon as you can. I have to know what happened.
Yeah, this is a contact you find fairly early on in the game, and she'll help you. I won't spoil any of the story. So we need to get to that cable car by the looks of it, but I don't know if we can just hold down X. It's not lit up at the moment. It's a shame, because I really wanted to show you some combat. I was hoping we'd get to that. Let me pause it. I'll get to the chopper, and then I'll hopefully find some combat just to round off the video. So bear with me. Oh, this is new. Before we get to some combat, I found this control panel, and not done a little sort of mini bit of gameplay like this. So it looks like we have to connect the cables up. Where's that one go? So one of these. Ow. There we go. So it's called the cable car. So that's cool. That's another little mini game. I'd like to see more of those little puzzles. As you can see here, we've got 3 panels. Top panel, the circuit board you just done, and then your controllable panel at the bottom. So that's how some of the game plays out.
I told her everything. As long as the implants were dependent on my survival, I could keep pretending I had a friend.
So yeah.
Building 3. There's an elevator there you can use to leave the complex. I have an idea for a plan B, but first of all, I need you to get out of there.
Okay. I will try and get some combat now. See if we can show you that. And just like that, round the corner, here we go. So you can see through walls, you can see there's some enemies here. There's an enemy there, there's one just here. You can stay out of sight, take cover. Shielded enemy there. Now you can take damage fairly quickly. You can also switch shoulders as well. What you're shooting over, which helps take cover. So the D-pad left and right, you can switch what shoulder you're looking over, so you can keep mainly behind cover. Headshots will do almost insta kills. Now, I've not tackled an enemy before that has a shield. Apparently I have got an unlock here. Bullets can penetrate armor and helmets. Don't seem to be having too much of an effect at the moment on this dude. One thing I'd like to see as well is gyro aiming. I think it's because I overheated, but eventually took those down. Now you can use your powers here. Oh, still being shot at. If I hold down L to draw my gun, you see I've allocated 2 powers. Actually, I've got 2 powers on the same button. That's no good. These psionic powers. So I've got overheat implants. These are passive abilities, and lift objects with your mind. These are active abilities that you assign to a button. So create health draining energy field that stuns armored enemies. I've somehow managed to put it on X and B, but this is lift enemies, make them vulnerable to other attacks. I'm going to stick that on X. And show you how that works. Just hold down your button here, then press like the ZL button to draw your gun, and then press X or B to do the move, and that sort of takes all of your heat to do that move, and then you have to wait for it to cool down. But let's try the lifting an enemy, if we can find another one. There seems to be plenty around. So there you go, there. I've lifted him up into the air, which would make him more susceptible to attack, because he's kind of can't attack me while he's in the air. Now the other good thing as well I forgot to say is that combat seems really hard at first, but you have to wait for the enemy attack patterns. Like they will stop to reload, and it's in those moments when they stop to reload that you can do your damage. There he goes again, up in the air. Enemies don't respawn either, so once you clear an area of the sort of the number of enemies that are spawned, then you sort of get your XP and move on. Oh no, stood too much in line of fire there. But there's combat. As I say, combat is really good. I would like some extra weapons. I've unlocked a few of the add-ons for the pistol, but you basically just got that pistol. I did get an add-on that turns it into like a machine gun, which is okay, but again uses a lot of heat. But there's no sort of there's no melee weapons. There's no explosive weapons, you know, that you can throw or anything like that. So a little bit limited in combat, but it's still quite fun. But I think overall, I think for the price you're paying here, it's a really, really excellent game. Very nice sort of cyberpunkish type game. You got good combat, you've got a good story if you can follow it. I mean, there is a lot to the story, so it's kind of I've lost the thread of it a little bit, but doesn't mean it's bad. If you like your cyberpunk stories, then you're probably going to enjoy it. You got the RPG sort of upgrade system as well, which is pretty cool. I just wish there were some more unlockables and some reasons to sort of go off the beaten path and to find stuff. But I think, as I say, for the price you're paying, it's like $11.99 on launch with that discount. I think you're going to get out, you know, a good number of hours of fun with this one to complete it. And it just plays really well. So that's Foreclosed from Merge Games. One I'm definitely going to recommend you pick up, especially for that price. Really, really well priced for what it is. Lovely art style, performs well, and yeah, it's a game I've enjoyed very much. So I hope you enjoy it. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you're new. Leave me a comment below if you're going to be picking this one up, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.